Hello and welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 22 over on Court Farms. Right, as you can see, we have basically started the hay bales. And yeah, what I've done off recording, I took the contract next to us, field 106. I have completely just taken that contract. I thought, personally, what I thought was the equipment was already there. It was parked in the field next to it. So I've gone, let's do that field. We'll just we'll just course play it. I couldn't think of it then. I nearly said auto drive, obviously, as you can tell. Yeah, I've had a shocking night, guys. The hay fever was kicking my ass all night, snivelling mess all night long and things like that. And yeah, well, basically our plan today is to get as much of this build as we can. Now obviously he's working up there in that field. When he's done that, we'll put him on the tedder, we'll put him on the row. We'll basically do what we need to do until we run out of money. We don't have a lot of money left in the bank, but we should have quite a bit coming in from these contracts very soon. Oh my god, that didn't take. Why didn't you take that? Okay, we need a wider tedder just to try and pick up on the outside zone. We can get it from the outside there. We just have to have a slightly wider tedder. As long as our tractor is in the field boundaries, it'll pick it up on the outside. Now, he's looking pretty good up there. He seems to be doing a pretty good job. But yeah, I do apologise for any coughing, sneezing, snivelling. As I say, guys, if fever is still kicking my ass. The temperatures has massively risen where we are over the last couple of days, and it is just, yeah, it's just kicking my ass. It's that simple, really. So, but you should all know this by now. Hay fever kicks my ass, eh? Simple as that. I like that. That's a pretty cool screenshot. Ah, I like that. And I love this bale texture, guys. And I'm loving this baling mod that I've got. I can't remember exactly what it's called though, so we'd have to go looking through my list of mods. But basically, when the baler starts getting full, it slows itself down and it stops no matter how much I put on the accelerator. It's brilliant. It's the one I use for the roleplay series because, well, as you can imagine, I never really know when the baler's full on the roleplay series. So this way, it just lets me. It just does it for me. I'm genuinely really shocked at how well this is going, to be honest. This is going really, really well. But yeah, I will have to jump in and out of tractors to do this. But yeah, I'm hoping to get this completely finished this month, as in June, because I'd like to do something else in July. I don't believe we're gonna raise the money in time for a harvester. That's for sure. I think we're completely out for that this year. But this is fine, you know. We're a contracting company. This is, I know, one thing I don't really like about the year mod, where it says, you know, in the extra details on the top, we're not technically in year 2. We've only completed our first year, but it says we're in year 2 because obviously January. You know, when you start in August, like, so it's a bit weird, you know, with it saying year 2, but we haven't technically completed a year yet. We've had a very busy year. We've had a lot of contracts, maybe done a bit more contracts than people would like, but want to try and keep the series moving along. I do have an issue here though, because I think this is going to take way longer than I planned. Now these are 150 bales. These are 150 bales. And to be honest with you, 150 bales are good because it's better than a 125. But yeah, I don't think I can put this onto a worker. I manually rode, you know, well, we manually rode this field, which means it won't be in line for any course play, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing the smaller field more or less completely on course play, so we can try and do all that separately, basically, because I know that the bales from this field will finish that contract, and we probably finish it from this field. We'll finish that field's contract, so then what I'm hoping is we'll have all that field over there to sell. Won't give us a lot of money, it's not the best price, but we have to, you know, we have to make a bit of money somewhere. Now, if you're wondering why I'm still kind of procrastinating, I'm just waiting for that mowing to finish, because I know he's not far from being done. And if we can get that mowing finished, and get it on a tedder. I want to try and jump tractors as little as possible into time lapses, but unfortunately I think we're gonna have to do it. I do love that bale texture. Yeah, I was being on King's mod and like mod hub and stuff, and I've been getting different textures. I basically, you know, loaded them in to try, and then if I liked them, just always remember to back up your files in case you don't like it. Yeah, I've genuinely been loving all the new textures. I brought in the new slurry texture as well, which I'm hoping to use on this series. Makes the ground a bit darker, so it's a bit easier to see, really. I'm looking forward to using that one. We are going to have to get in a time lapse soon, no matter what. Yeah, this is got 1.5 headlands in. I'm a little unsure what he's doing up there. Why is he... No, he hasn't stopped. I was going to say, I thought he'd stopped then. I genuinely thought he'd stopped. I wondered what he was doing. Come on, Mr. Leyland. I don't really know why you're doing the same bit of grass twice, but... Yeah, I tell you what, I would love to get my hands on a square baler for hay. A square baler for hay would be the right thing to do. And I'm thinking, a reason being, we wouldn't have to keep stopping. This stopping and letting the bale out is wasting so much time. If we were just driving round and round in circles, doing, you know, kicking the bales out, I think that would be a lot easier. But in order to do that, we need some sort of telehandler to load them, so we're not really in a position just yet to do that. Spent a lot of money on this grass equipment. We need to get it done. What I might do, I might just bring in a little jump cut once he's finished. I want to do some actual baling, you see. If I wait for him to finish mowing that grass, and then I might just jump cut it to when I finish baling this field. I know you guys will probably not see as much, but it's going to be hard to time lapse that if I'm jumping backwards and forwards. We'll see. We'll see. Mower. He just takes a long time to reverse with that mower. I keep thinking he's sat still, not doing anything. Right, so what have we made up to now then? 12 bales up to now. Is that this one included, or nope? That is bale 13. We've made 13 150 centimetre bales. Not too shabby. Not bad for 2 headlands. 13 bales to 2 headlands. Not too shabby at all. And I believe he's about to finish that field, which is what I'm looking for. Fantastic. I've used about 20 quid to do that field up to now. That's not too bad, I suppose. Come on. I wish these balers would just kick out just a fraction quicker. There we go. Right, let me just leave that there. Yeah, he's done a cracking job over here. Cracking job. Missed one tiny little bit. Not two tiny little bits. Not too bad at all. Really impressed with that. Hoses, PTO and drop. Maybe shouldn't have parked it quite so close to the windrow. That was a bit awkward to get in and out of. Right, do that, do that, do that. There we go. Beautiful. Course. Well, we've got 8 meters, 3 headlands. Yeah, that'll do. I'll do it as 3 headlands. First waypoint. There we go. Job done. Right. So we'll get that engine started over on the Renault. That should give us a little bit of time. So yeah, I tell you what, since he's doing that, we will do a bit of a time lapse. We will wait until the Leyland is finished, so I will see you in a couple of minutes. Go. Right, while that is unloading there, we shall go and get the tedder. Just take a little while to get in gear and move off with this little Leyland, that's for sure. There we go. As you can see, it's looking like a really, really good job now. I say if we can just use Courseplay to do the little field, it just kind of keeps us a little bit, you know, it just earns us a little bit of money, and while we're doing different things, let's do that, let's do that, let's do that. That's fantastic. Yep, goes this way. I'll get this onto here. Nice to have a third tractor though. I always forget how long you got to keep that button down to do the hoses and the PTO, so I always forget that. So let's get this parked into this field here. He has left a little bit of grass up at the top here. Not the end of the world, so if we do that, we clear that course. Right, so no course. Oh, saving. 8 meters wide. Generate field, do that. Before we do that, yeah, first waypoint, and we'll do that. Go back into this one. So there we go. That is going to be that bit of work done. Now, as you can see, we've actually got quite far through this field now. We have managed to shoot through this field quite well in that little time lapse. It's just the dropping the bales off. It just makes it really, really slow. That's all. But remember, this is our first baler. You know what I mean? We can get a better baler later on. Even if we just keep this baler for doing silage bales, we can always get a better baler and a square baler later on down the line. But for now, we just need to try and get our hands on a silage wrapper. I think that's going to be our next purchase. We're not going to be able to buy a harvester this year. I'm 99% positive we're not going to be able to afford that by completing this contract. That's, as far as I'm aware, that's exactly where we stand with it. We're in a catch-22 at the moment, because if I bought the baler, we had nothing to do in June, and we only use the harvester 2 months a year. Now, baling wise, we can bale several times a year. We can do several contracts. If we get fields next to each other, we can do multiple fields at once, like we're doing now. So yeah, I think the baling equipment was a better idea than the harvester. It does just suck that I was talking previously about getting a harvester, you know, and things like that, and I really do want to get one. Now, if we can make about 40,000-50,000 pounds, we have to choose between a silage wrapper or a harvester. Now, if we made, say, 50 grand, I'm not planning on making 50 grand, but let's just say we made 50 grand from this job, or these jobs. If we made 50 grand, for example, I would buy a 3-meter headed harvester, if that's what we could do, because we can do that over the next couple of months. We'd get the straw from it. But if we can, we're going to have to start looking at just trying to save for a wrapper, which does most likely mean another, well, once the harvesting's done, it'll be relatively good, because we can go back to doing some cultivating, we can go to doing some ploughing again. It's just a genuine case of what we can do. With the equipment we've got, if we can't afford a wrapper or a harvester. So yeah, we like I say, swings and roundabouts of what we can do. But I do love where the series is at the moment. It's, especially, you know, we did all the fertilizing jobs in one day. Maybe shouldn't have done as many in one day, but it meant we could do something else, basically. So I am happy with that. Yeah, any quiet patches, as I say, just remember the old hay fever. As my wife would say, I'm getting bullied by flowers. She literally says that. She says I'm getting bullied by flowers, and she always laughs at me. She never gets hay fever. It does my head in. She never gets hay fever. I want my wife one day just to get hay fever, just so I can be like, well, it's not nice, is it? You know what I mean? Just one day of me the way I am with hay fever. Right, so as you can see, he's lining up for headland number 2. What I'm gonna do, I think I'm just gonna jump cut this to where we've got all the baling done, because I want to get some of this baling done. I want to be in July in the next episode. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to crack on with some of this baling. You can see it's not quick. I'm going to bale up that little field as well, and then I'll bring us back when we come to the selling of the bales. I think that's going to be a pretty Pretty good idea. Right, time to pick up the first lot of bales. Now, I did accidentally lose one in that hedge. But here we go. The first 8 bales to pick up and be sold. This little trailer is absolutely fantastic. Well worth the time fixing it up from the bad convert that it was. So we can move 8 bales at a time, basically. That is, like I say, it's not the biggest trailer in the world. It would be nice to get a bigger one. But rather than use like an auto load that like magically appears on the trailer, at least this is more like the default ones, if that makes sense. £83 in the bank. We've got 8 bales off this field. That was actually really, really good. We've got 8 big bales off this field. This trailer only holds 8 bales. So that is absolutely fantastic. As you can see. Oh. Gotta wait for it to hit the floor before we can do that. And as you can see, that is full. Now we just want to double check where we're taking both of these bales to. And we are going to the garden centre and the garden centre. I tell you what I want to do. It's a shame that, innit? Wonder if I could get if I could keep doing that to get some hay, just to get some contracts, you know, to sell some hay somewhere. Now this has got a really, really, really long way to go. Yeah, really, really long way to. This couldn't be any further away. So what I'm gonna do then, guys, is I'm going to go and do a couple of runs, try and well, we need to sell them all. The main field got us about 43 bales ish. Obviously we've got 8 off that little field there, and we can only go to 8 bales at a time, so we've got at least 5 runs basically, because we can't take 10, so we've got at least, yeah, we've got at least 5 runs of bales to do. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do some of these runs. It might complete the contracts, I'm not really sure, but I'm gonna bring us back at the when we're coming towards the end of picking up the bales. I think that's going to be the easiest thing, just because of how far it is to drive, to be honest. Right, load number 1. I'm just going to jump cut the loads. So let's see how this works. This is the first 8 bales. We have finished 106. Fantastic. Keep pressing the wrong button there. I keep thinking it's something else. Yeah, my side panel's gone off, so I'm having to try and remember what the keybinds are actually on the keyboard, because I know what they are on my side panel. And apparently it's gone off. Right, so that is field 106 completed. I had a feeling that was going to happen, because it was 8 bales came off that field, so you always get that bit extra. What I'll do now, I'll go down, I'll get another load, I'll bring some back, and we'll see what happens with load number 2. Here we go, load number 2. I tell you what, it takes longer to drive to this place than it does to collect 8 bales. It's absolutely crazy. But here is load number 2. 37% completed. So we've officially got 8 bales off the bigger field, and we're 38% done. Now I have actually come across, and I did a little bit of clearing contracts, and I have found another job for selling hay. I don't think it's worth it though. They want 162,000 litres of hay, but they only want to pay me 10 grand. So I need to work out roughly what 162,000 litres of hay would cost me to sell over doing this contract, because I don't think this supply contract is worth it, to be quite honest. I haven't cashed in 106 either yet, because I'm going to wait until I completely finish them all. But we'll go down now, we'll get another load, and I'll bring you back when we're on load number 3. There we go, load number 3. I'm hoping this well, not completed, but yes, look at that. I reckon one more load and we're in the profit, and then it's a case of making money. I really do, because that was, oh, yeah, I reckon we're in the money on the not necessarily the next load, but I reckon we are definitely finishing the contract on the next load. I really do. Here we go, load number 4. Looking forward to this. I'm hoping we maybe get a little bit of cash on this one. I think it's going to be on the next one though. 91%. So yeah, we are talking some serious cash on the next one. Now, to give you an idea, guys, we have still got a massive amount of bales left in this field. It is, yeah, it was a huge field, but we've done 4 loads. So let's see what happens when we bring up load number 5. Here we go, guys, load number 5. All the rest of the bales are going to be sold at a different sell point. Now we're getting paid cash for them. Well, we will be getting cash on this one. Yeah, we're going to take them to a sell point a lot closer than this one. Ideally, we're going to take them to, I think it was Tall Tree. Yeah, Tall Tree, I think. It's a little bit better price. And away we go. There we go. There we go. We are in the money. £1,777 in the bank. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drive down to the field, and I'll basically show you what we've got left in the field. So I'll bring you back when we're there. And as I say, we're going to sell the rest of these up at Tall Trees, which is just up the road from where we're working anyway. Right, so this is us back on the farm. As you can see, we've got quite a few bales left. It wasn't going to be enough to finish that hay and like transport contract. It was way too much hay than what we could have. Now I could possibly go around with the baler, get all the loose bits. I'm about 60% to another bale, and I could probably go around and get all the loose bits and make another bale. I just don't think it's worth it, to be honest. You know, by the time we've messed around with fuel and time and things like that, yeah, I just don't think it's going to be worth it. But we've made £1,700 up to now, and we've still got, oh, I'm gonna have to come all the way back for 2 bales. I'm gonna have to come back for 2 bales. No way. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, on our to buy list has got to be a bigger bale trailer. This is perfect for what it is. You know, small bale, or smallish bales. It's just with having to travel that distance, that's the issue. That's all it is. But 106 is completed. 107 is almost completed. So we can cash these in the next, hopefully the next couple of minutes. As you can see, we have the little beacon in the sky. We are not far away. Yeah, 10 bales plus whatever we sold on that last one. So we won't get loads of money. Hay's not a good price in June, but I don't have anywhere to store them. I would have happily have stored all the hay in a shed, waited till like December, January, got some massive income coming for the hay, but it's just not worth it right now. You know, I don't have that option to store it, and I can't store the hay at the shop. You know, it's not worth a lot of money at the moment, isn't the hay? But you got to think, we've made £1,700 on top of the contract. Now, yes, we have spent... I've just gone the wrong way. I should have gone left there, but I can go a bit left further up. You know, I did spend a lot of money on the hay equipment. Our aim now is to buy a silage wrapper. Silage is where the money is. Now, we have everything we need except the wrapper. There are some cheap options for wrappers. They're horrible. You know, one that goes on the front or back of a tractor is powered by PTO, and it's just... you have to lift them on and off with like a telehandler or a front loader or something. They're just... these, in my eyes, they do the job, but it's not one I want. You know, we're gonna have to look into a wrapper. Now, I have got a couple of wrapper mods, so we will take a look probably in the next episode. This episode has probably run well over time. That's the only problem with the jump cuts. I don't remember where we were time recording. Right, so let's get that into there. This is all for us, guys. This is all for us. Whoa, 2,784. Wow. I keep pressing the wrong button. Oh yeah, 2 bales left, 4,600. Now we'll get those bales on this trailer and then we'll cash the contracts in, but I'll sell them to last 2 bales off recording just because it's still a bit of a drive. Like I say, we are well over time really for what I've done today. This is where I go into editing and like, nope, like 22 minutes long. If it's 22 minutes long, I do apologise. Yeah, I just feel like... well, I've been playing this game now for like 2 hours. Just short of 2. Actually, it's just short of 2.25 hours I've been playing this. Obviously, you had the time lapse, you had the jump cuts. It's the driving to and from that garden centre. Oh my god, that is so far away to drive. That is so far away. And I was adjusting the time because I didn't know what time it was going to get dark. I know it was June, and June should be a lighter evening, but I don't know with like the shader packs that Oxy's used what time it actually gets dark in the summer. I'll go into July in the next one. I've got to move all this baling equipment yet off recording as well. I've got so much work I need to do off recording, it's absolutely unreal. I want to just cash these contracts in now, but I want to make sure I've got those 2 bales on this trailer before I cash it in. Shouldn't really be cutting across this thing, but it's not technically a field, it's just a garden. We're not going to do any damage. Right. Yeah, there's a few, but I could have probably got another bale out of this with all that's left. But I would have spent an hour picking up the little tufts of grass, or hay in this case. So let me just get these 2 and then we'll get these contracts cashed in. Now I have taken, I don't know if you've noticed on the mini map, I have taken a couple of contracts for the next episode. A couple of fertilising contracts have come up. It's just a second coat of fertilising on some of the fields we did the first time. But that just gives us something different to do in the next episode. So in July, like I say, we're not going to be able to buy a harvester, I don't think. We could buy a harvester if I sold something. Like, for example, I could maybe sell the tedder and this bale trailer just to buy a harvester. That might not be a bad thing to do. Buy a you know. Right, I've got them, so let me get these cashed. We've got 7,400 and 15,613 pound. So that leaves us with 27,000 pound in the bank. That's not bad. The problem I've got, like, I could go with this, but then you're talking 3 meters at a time. We could maybe go again. I suppose it goes on header, doesn't it? I know the header on here, that's 4.2 meter. But then again, if we buy that for 1 year, 4.2 meters. It would give us harvesting. We can make money on the straw. So we'd need just call it 5 grand. So yeah, we'd need 30 grand basically in. We might be able to buy that baby harvester. Now, harvesting contracts will take forever to do. But remember, we don't have a bale. We don't have a oh, I can't sell the bale trailer. I'm just thinking now, we can't sell the bale trailer because we'd need it for the straw. If we were to sell the tedder, because silage is worth more money, the tedder selling could buy us the harvester and the header. We can do some harvesting with the baby harvester, as I'm going to call it. It's not the harvester I want, and it's definitely not the header I want. But harvesting contracts would take a long time to do. But we would need to make up about £9,500. We'd need a trailer for the grain. That's the problem. We would need a trailer for the grain. Let me know what you think in the comments below, because videos this week will be Monday, Wednesdays and Friday. Yeah, we didn't reach our goal last week of 50 likes on every video, so it's just 3 days this week, and I will be working on my other YouTube channel. But for now, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I have. It's been an absolute blast. I do love playing the game in general. I hope that does come across. I hope you guys enjoy. I said, if you want 5 videos next week, you need to make sure that this week's videos has 50 likes on every single one. It's just a little goal I set ourselves as a community, because I have noticed the numbers dwindling lately. So yeah, just 50 likes, get 5 videos next week. And until the next episode, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.